I just started this on my phone, so what I gotta do over here is pop up the chat so I can see any super chat questions that might come through. Oh, and maybe have a little bit of snack too. I've been munching on this mirror imaged Demogorgon crunch. You'll just have to take my word for it that that's what it is. Okay, let me pull up the chat here. It's been a while since I've done this, and it's been even longer since I had from my phone. Okay. Oh, that's right. Oh, I was about to say, oh, I got plenty of time. No one's in here yet. Ah, there we go. Stream. I'm just, for those of you who are just coming in, I'm just popping up the chat right now so I can see if anyone wants to bring in any super chat questions. Whoa, hang on. That I better pause it. That might create a little bit of an echo. How's everyone doing? I hope you're all having a good weekend. I am having I'm having a relaxing weekend because my book just came out. Although yesterday was a little bit stressful, here it is. Again, it's mirrored. I'll go ahead and cover the title. Actually, the title might look hilarious backwards. It's my new book, Zamanix. It's a sci-fi tale, you see. Actually, there is some sci-fi elements in there, so if I wanted to call it that, I probably could have. It would have made it. Either one could have worked as a title. I love getting the proof copies like this one. Now that the book is out, I can get my box of actual copies in, but these proof copies are always hilarious. Thumbing through here and then being like, oh, well, that's way too much spacing between the chapters right there. Also, aren't books normally supposed to have page numbers? It's my third book, and even still then I realized, oh yeah, I gotta add that in later. I think people still look at page numbers. But yesterday, the book went live on ebook yesterday. Today it processed through and it went live for paperback and hardcover. And it was scheduled to all be released yesterday, and the ebook one was. But what happened with the physical copies? They were again, it was a scheduled release because if you just go through there, put in all the information, and then type publish now, it takes anywhere from like a day or 2 or 3. I think I might have done that with Class of '86, and it went up. I think within the day it might have gone up. I think there was something I had to fix with the hardcover on Bat Pussy. Still love casually saying that title. And I think that might have taken a day extra to process for the hardcover of that book or something like that. But with this, got the proof copy in and everything, and aside from some fixes that I had to make later, cover looked great and all of that. And then I get a message saying, or no, it was the day that it was supposed to go live for the physical copies, and it then said it didn't go live because they thought there was a formatting problem with the cover. Reason being was they thought that the title is supposed to be designed like this, the way the logo is, but they thought that it was an accident that this was being cut off or something like that. So I had to go in and resubmit it, basically. So it could have been up yesterday, but I was like, it'll probably take a day. And then I woke up this morning and physical copies were live. But good news on that, I got to make 2 posts about it and promote it twice. Yesterday with the ebook and today with the physical copies. I'm just making sure the chat's all working here. Again, if you have any, I haven't done I like doing these Q&A streams. But it's been a little while, so yeah, if anyone has any super chat questions that they want to ask about classic Skinemax or anything really, I'll try to do these more often. I was starting to do them. I did it a few times where I was like, I'll do some live Brad tries because those were fun. I like to doing those. Those were fun when I used to live stream like Brad tries and spicy stuff and all of that. And Jack was napping more frequently at the time. Now he's in the age where it's kind of a crapshoot whether or not he's up there napping or not. So I did like a few Brad tries live like a couple months ago or something. I think it was during October because one of them was the Halloween Wednesday Addams meal from Wendy's. But I couldn't. There's no way to fix the mirroring thing on here when I live stream from my phone, and it drives me nuts. It just so drives me nuts. And it's even harder when you're doing something like Brad tries, like when you need to see like what the logo says and everything. This is just, I just feel like this isn't a Brad tries. I just feel like snacking. I'm like, I don't know how long I'll be streaming. So in case I start to get hungry, I've got my cereal there, and I got an old fashioned right here in a wine glass because it's Saturday. Yeah, thank you, Steve. Oh yeah, my friend in the chat says mirroring. Yeah, mirroring. Says mirroring drives me nuts too. Same. It's like the most useful invention since motion smoothing, and there's no way to turn it off. Well, I hope everyone's having a really good weekend. It was fun doing the book. It was, especially going back and rewatching a few things from the Skinemax days, because I grew up with the HBO Skinemax package. And, once we're talking early 90s here, so certainly in the early 90s, when I was turning about 13 or so, around that age, that meant I was watching a lot of Skinemax. So you watch so much of it, and then you pick up on all the different subgenres that are very, very frequent in Skinemax movies. This softcore cable era of the early 1990s. It went into the mid 90s a little bit. Some of them in the late 80s. So you pick up on, okay, what are a lot of these? There's some of these that are kind of like marital dramas. Things aren't working so well in the bedroom and they got to spice things up, like Animal Instincts. There's, of course, the bikini comedies. Those were very popular. Bikini Car Wash Company, Bikini Drive-In, Bikini Summer 2, Bikini Summer 3, Bikini Car Wash Company 2. They decided not to go for a third on that series that I know of. If there is, I haven't seen it. There's also the space ones too. You got the Wynorski movies, had some softcore space movies. There was Emmanuel in Space, because if a series goes on long enough, it's got to end up in space, and Emmanuel did. I remember watching Emmanuel the series. That was like 6 episodes or something like that. It was Sylvia Christel on an airplane, and she's telling stories about her youth to the guy sitting next to her, saying like, they strike up conversation on the airplane, small talk, and it turns into Emmanuel talking about her sexual shenanigans when she was living in Venice and stuff like that. The best part of that series is the dude she's talking to on the plane was George Lazenby. I remember being 13 and watching it, and then just being, wait, is she telling these sex stories to James Bond? I feel like they both could exchange some pretty good stories. She talks about her shenanigans all over Venice and everything. And he talks about Blofeld and his device to cure allergies towards chicken that Bond finds out when he bangs one of the girls. They really have very good stories to talk about on this plane. Okay, I got a super chat question here from Jay Donaldson 2758. Hi Brad, can't stick around for the stream, so no questions. No questions, please. But can't wait to read the book. All the best to you and your family, JD. Thank you so much. That really does mean a lot. For those who have gotten the book already, if you've started reading it on ebook, well, I hope you're enjoying it so far. So, yeah, no, I was thinking back to, and I can't forget the genre of Skinemax movies that were the legal thrillers. Cinemax movies also taught valuable lessons. You watch Bikini Car Wash Company, you can learn how to run a proper business or help a struggling business. Your car wash company is, on the verge of bankruptcy. I just dress some beach babes up in bikinis. Sales will go through the roof at the car wash company. And if you want to learn about the legal system, get yourself a law degree. That's how you got the body chemistry movies. There's 4 of those, I believe. By the time it got to the 4th, that's when they brought Shannon Tweed into it. There was indecent behavior, where let's see, it was a murder mystery, and Shannon Tweed was a sex therapist. I feel like that describes 12 movies, but I'm definitely positive it was Indecent Behavior. Don't know if I saw Indecent Behavior 2 or 3, assuming there's a 2 or 3. Yeah, there is. There's 2 or 3. I think Shannon Tweed is in at least. She in all 3 of them? The first one was the one they showed the most. Oh, and yeah, if you were tuning into Cinemax, or Skinemax, whatever, if you're tuning into Skinemax every night, you're going to get one of the Shannons in there. Shannon Tweed, of course, maybe, again, legal thriller or stalker movie. We can't forget when they ripped off Hand That Rocks the Cradle in Scorned, and she was after poor Andrew Stevens and his family. And then you get the Shannon Weary movies. The marital ones, of course, the Animal Instincts movies, except for the 3rd that she wasn't in. This isn't research I did, by the way, on the book. This is all just stuff I remember from watching it all the time back in the day. Oh, I remember when Shannon Weary did a Die Hard clone. It was called, there was a couple of Die Hard clones in the Cinemax days. There was Skyscraper with Anna Nicole Smith. This wasn't a soft core movie, except for the part with the boobs and the ice cubes, and Cracker Jack, which that was direct to video. I saw that on, maybe it was either Cinemax or HBO. It might have been Cinemax. Shannon Weary she did a Die Hard clone. It was called Exit, where she is a stripper. And the strip joint is taken over by thieves or terrorists or something. I don't know. But the only one who can get them out of the situation is Shannon Weary. I don't know if she had special skills from a past as a CIA agent or something like that, or if she just watched Cracker Jack a bunch of times and knew how to properly handle this situation. She's going to get a lot of tips when she saves the day after that. I would, that was always, this wasn't the only reason I did the book, but I never got a chance to really spotlight as much Cinemax as I wanted to on the show. I think there's a few that I did. It was easier to do back in the blip days. Now on YouTube, it's a little more difficult to do one of those. Some of them I probably could. I could probably do, I could probably do Exit, the Shannon Weary Die Hard clone in the strip joint. Could probably do that one. Some of the Wynorski ones I could probably do. But I was like, I want to do something that really does spotlight a lot of these, kind of take a lot of the different tropes, different subgenres that they had, a lead character named Shannon, and sort of combining them all into this kind of one story, this one book that's got elements of, again, the bikini comedies. It's got the legal thriller aspect of it. It's got the sci-fi aspect of it, and just kind of bringing them all together for this one story about Shannon's main character, Shannon Stevens. My editor, it's meant to be a combination of Shannon Tweed and Andrew Stevens. They were in quite a few together. My editor asked if it was Shannon Tweed, a reference to Shannon Tweed and Brink Stevens, and I go, no, but that also works. Oh, I got another super chat here from LAE Mars. Says, hopefully not a spoiler alert, but what was your favorite Skinemax film? Also, since 90% of them was were Evan Stone. Since 90% of them were Evan Stone films, odds are it was one of his. Well, Evan Stone, was he in a lot of Cinemax? Because Cinemax was soft core, and most of what I seen him in is hardcore. Was he in some Cinemax back in the day? If he was, I don't remember. If he was, I probably did see them. That's a really, really good question. I guess I never really thought about that, what my favorite one of them would be. Of the body chemistry movies, the one that I would catch the most was Body Chemistry 4. That's the one that Wynorski did, and that was the one that Shannon Tweed did. And at the very beginning of it, it had Andrew Stevens in it because he was in one of the previous ones. That's what, there was a couple that I did rewatch when I did the book, and Body Chemistry 4 was one of them. Someone, dude in the chat says he was in a lot of them. I'll have to pull up Evan Stone's IMDb and see which ones he was in, because again, I probably did see them and just didn't realize it was him. No, Body Chemistry. It was cool when Wynorski would do one of those then, because he would bring in this very kind of self-aware sense of humor to some of the lines. He did the same thing when he did Deathstalker 2, where it was almost kind of a parody of what came before it. It was genuinely, Deathstalker 2 is my favorite of those whole movies. It's genuinely very, very, very funny. And he kind of did that with Body Chemistry 4, not quite to the comedic extent that Deathstalker 2 was, but he snuck in some lines here and in there. There's a part where Sexy Receptionist is she's reading like a sex book or something, or maybe she's reading a script. And whatever book or script this is like kind of like the events of the Body Chemistry movies. And she has a line where she's like, what freak wrote this, or something like that. So he would kind of slip in these sort of like quasi meta jokes, or sort of self-aware that he's having fun with the type of movies that he's making. I don't know if I'd call that my favorite Cinemax movie, but it's one of them that I did rewatch because I remember that came on quite a bit when I was growing up with the channel. I guess the first one that I always think of off the top of my head is the Bikini Car Wash Company, if you ask me about Cinemax. And I guess that, I don't know if it would be my favorite necessarily. It's just the one I think of the most of it, because it's got such a memorable title. And I love sex comedies. So I got a kick out of watching movies like that, Bikini Summer, and a lot of those. It really threw me off when they released Bikini Island. Bikini Island, you go into it thinking, oh yeah, this will be a zany comedy. It'll have the tone of Car Wash Company, Bikini Drive-In, Bikini Putt, whatever. I don't know if that is a thing, but if I ever do a sequel, I'll make that a thing. No, what was I saying? Oh, Bikini Island. So Bikini Island is a slasher. The models get like, I can't remember, I saw it when it aired. It's been on the snob polls quite a few times, but it never wins. It always comes in like, I know this movie's not a sex comedy, but usually the sex comedies come in like dead last on the polls. It's kind of turned into a running joke, really. But no, Bikini Island, it's a slasher, and I remember it not being a very good one. What I remember the most about that movie is the killer goes around killing people with a plunger, like when they're asleep, and he just puts a plunger on their face. That saves on the gore budget. We got a big nudity budget on this one. Gore, God, crap. We like kill him with a plunger. That's fine. Hopefully, maybe that'll win the poll someday. Okay, seeing it. Oh, okay, we got some more. I got my chat down over here. Senor Sticks 3011. Cinema Snob 3 in Vegas, or 3D, or into Hellraiser. I always said that if I did do a third Snob movie, which I doubt I'll do, but it would be a 3D movie because it'd be the third in the series. It's got to be in 3D. Amityville 3D, Friday the 13th 3D, to a lesser extent, Spy Kids 3D. So I would do it as a 3D movie. Although I kind of like your Hellraiser idea. I actually really I like that. I write it. I don't even. What I do is I write the Cinema Snob 3D, the Cinema Snob 3D movie, and don't have any Hellraiser connections to it. You know where I'm going with this. I don't have any Hellraiser connections to it. I just write it as a Snob 3D movie, and then later in the final draft, I add random bits of Pinhead in there and just retroactively make it a Hellraiser movie. A couple of those weren't bad. Actually, when I did all of the Hellraiser movies, some of those direct-to-video ones where it was something else and then they added Pinhead to it, before a few of those, it was my first time watching them. One I had seen before. I saw the was it it was Hellseeker, the Dean Winters one. That one I had seen before, and actually remembered liking it when I originally first caught it. And I liked it again when I rewatched it too. It's Hellraiser meets Jacob's Ladder. Then I watched Inferno, which was like kind of this cool cop movie that's got Pinhead in it sometimes. Like that one was Pinhead meets Bad Lieutenant. I kind of liked it. Like it was okay. Deader was better than I thought it was going to be. When I went into Deader, I think I had heard that one gets ranked pretty low on there, and I watched it, and I don't remember how much I liked it necessarily, but I remember thinking it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. Hell World wasn't very good. All of those direct-to-video ones are better than Revelations. Revelations or Resurrection, one of the common R subtitles. It was Revelations, right? Yeah, that was bad. Kind of quotable though. One word where Pinhead's no. So bad it made it quotable. Judgment I didn't think was that bad, only because it came after Revelations. That was it. It was just sort of like, well, it's a step up from that one. That reboot they did I thought was all right. Okay. Dancing Dog 60. Loved your appearance on Projection Booth. Oh, thank you. Those are very fun to do. I love doing those with Mike. So with the Projection Booth, it's usually at the end of the year. In fact, I'll probably be getting an email from him soon, I would imagine. He lays out like all of the episodes he's gonna have, and he asks the people which one would they like to be on, so I could see a list of all the movies. And the episode I was on this year was for Theodore Rex, and so I was looking at the list. One of them was for Dumb and Dumber. It's one of my favorite comedies. I looked at that and went, it's one of my favorite freaking comedies, man. Great soundtrack too. I should probably be on that. And then I saw Theodore Rex on there and was like, I would maybe have more fun talking about Theodore Rex. Also, I had never seen Theodore Rex. So it was sort of an excuse to finally see it. If I don't watch it for this, I might not ever see it and know the legend of Theodore Rex. So I picked Theodore Rex. And yeah, it was not a fun movie to watch. I wasn't expecting to get 2 minutes into Theodore Rex and already be confused. But no, I enjoyed talking about that. So I'm sure I'll probably be on another one next year. Yes, remember the old private screenings movies that used to come on late at night on HBO or Skinemax? Was that like a block of... did Skinemax call some of their softcore movies the private screenings or something like that? I'm not really recalling that. I just remember their bumper with the saxophone music playing can't hear it in my head basically, but I would put money on it that it's a saxophone. And you know, it looks like the opening credits of Silk Stockings, you know, just slowly pulling up the leggings, and maybe there's a glass of champagne there and some lingerie, and it says like Cinemax After Dark or something. And I remember we would get the HBO Cinemax guides every month, and you would know which ones to you would know which ones were the Skinemax movies because they had the, I mean, usually you could tell by the title, but maybe sometimes not. Just in case you couldn't recognize it by the title, they would list if it had violence, nudity, and there was also brief nudity. Some was like graphic language, graphic violence. I'm sure was probably one of them. And then there was it SC or SS? That might mean something. Oh, well, that means Ilsa's coming on. No, one of them meant strong sexual content. So, no, then it'd be like, okay, this is on Friday or Saturday, and it's like 11 o'clock at night. This is what I'm looking for. Then sometimes it would like, I would get caught up in it. That was the first time I saw Vice Squad, the early 90s. And again, it had the content warnings of, you know, like a Skinemax movie, except it's not a Skinemax movie. It's a thriller from the early 80s. It's a great freaking movie too. And so I start watching that. Immediately, you're like, oh, well, this isn't going to be one of the bikini comedies or the wacky, sexy cop movies. Oh, no, this is a very disturbing thriller about Crazy Wings Hauser going around and trying to kill Season Hubley like he's the Terminator. I got caught up in that one. I was like, next time this is on, I got to tape it. This movie's a freaking masterpiece. So, no, I don't remember the logo private screenings. I remember they used to do, I do remember a lot of the blocks though that they used to do. They used to do like Cinemax Vanguard. They used to do, one of them had like a horror block that they called, I can't remember if it was HBO or Cinemax, but they called it like Full Moon Madness or something like that. I remember seeing some of those horror blocks, but I would still watch, even though I could see these movies uncut, because I had HBO and Cinemax, but I would still watch it whenever there would be like one of the slashers on USA, Up All Night, you know. I used to still watch those too, because I like shows with host segments. Host segments were fun, and also, if I was staying somewhere else that didn't have HBO or Cinemax, if you had USA, Friday the 13th Part 2 might be on some night. They would do marathons whenever it was Friday the 13th, but they would show them out of order. Don't show them out of order. I'm going to get confused. Got some more in here. Oh, here's a good one. Jelly Cake Lab asks, you going to review Chomps? The Bionic Benji movie? I'm glad you asked. I did put it on the poll. I think it was the poll that the fifth choice won, A Night in Heaven, which I made a mistake when I did that review. Oh, I got material out of the movie, but at the beginning, I had completely, I said a thing at the beginning of it. I'll bring this up the next time a stock fifth choice wins, where I said it didn't quite beat the record for longest time for the fifth choice in the poll. The record for that is Something Short of Paradise, which I think was on the poll for a couple of years. There should be an asterisk on that though, because like I wasn't doing polls as frequently back then as I do now. Now it's like an every other week thing. So if I was doing it more consistently, maybe Something Short of Paradise would have won sooner. Maybe it could have been on there for a couple of years like it was. But I had forgotten that I did that A Night in Heaven was the third stock choice to win this year. The other one, I think, won in March. The one in January was Square Dance, which a ton of material I got out of that. The other one was I forgot, which I can't believe I forgot about this because again, tons of material was If You Could See What I Hear. Mark Singer is a blind man, and if you don't know, And if you don't know he trips on things for half the movie. It's like inspirational movie about a musician and his wacky college adventures and falling in love several times in it. And it gets intense. He has to save a girl from drowning in the pool at the end. But also it's part Mr. Magoo. That movie was rough to sit through, I'm not gonna lie. But I was sitting there. My mom was visiting when I was watching that. I was watching it in here. My mom was out there watching TV. She'd seen the movie before. She saw it on HBO back in the 80s, so she knew what I was watching. I come out like halfway through. I'm just like, this is god awful. He goes up to the girls at the restaurant and just, oops, my bad. Oh, don't worry, officer. Yes, he's drunk, but he's driving drunk, but it's okay. He's blind. Officers, well, I guess you got a point. Just drive straight home, okay, pal? Get one of your other drunk friends to drive you home. Oh, but Chomps. Sorry, you're asking about Chomps. I did put that on the poll that, yeah, geez, I'm already forgetting. Yeah, I'm tired between what between promoting the book all weekend. Night in Heaven, cool. It was on the poll for so damn long, I can't remember the title. No, I put it on the poll for Night in Heaven, and I can't remember if Chomps came in last, but it definitely didn't come in first, and I definitely don't think it came in second. I'll put Chomps on the poll again sometime. Didymus 3348. What is your favorite classic cartoon character? Oh, well, I mean, Bugs Bunny. I still got my Bugs Bunny tape over there. I've got here. I'll show it to you. I mean, there's nothing on it other than. Whoop. I'll pick that up later. Is under just a step. Yeah, there's my Bugs Bunny tape from when I was a kid. Yeah, I used to get up every Saturday morning and watch the Bugs Bunny and Tweety show, even though those are edited like crazy. They do some cartoonish editing going on those cartoons. Yeah, no, I taped this off of TV and I still got it. I used to have a couple of these and unfortunately lost the other one. But this one is, sometimes I'll put this in sometimes because there's a couple of parts on this tape where I kept the commercial breaks in and then want to go back in time and yell at myself 30 plus years ago, 36, 37, 38 years ago, and yell at myself for cutting out the commercial breaks and some, but there's some commercial breaks on there. So, oh yeah, but Bugs Bunny for sure. His second question, will you review Orca? I love Orca. I talked about Orca a little bit in one of the Jaws movies. Like Jaws the Revenge, I probably talked about Orca in, because both are revenge movies, but Orca does it well. Orca does it so much better than Jaws the Revenge did. Orca's great. It does combine like sea horror movie with a revenge film. The Orca might as well be Charles Bronson. The Orca's partner, a pregnant partner, I believe, gets like brutally killed in it. It's a rough scene at the beginning of this. Oh man. When they kill the orca and it turns out the orca's pregnant, I think, and then that orca's out for freaking blood through the rest of the movie. I love a revenge movie. That one's a good revenge movie. And it's so cool that they combined like a Bronson style revenge flick with Jaws and you get Orca. So I would do an episode on that, but oh man, that first part would be rough to watch again. Oh, Jacob Matthew Crawford, who did the proofreading on my book. He did the proofreading on this and my last book, Bat Pussy, and did a phenomenal job both times. So thank you very, very much, my friend. He says, yo, Brad, awesome seeing you streaming again. Been a while. In the spirit of Skinemax, did you ever watch the anthology show Hotline with Tanya Roberts? I caught a return of that over a decade ago. I did see Hotline, but when I saw Hotline, it wasn't Tanya Roberts hosting it. It was, I don't know how many episodes she did. It was Shannon Tweed was hosting it when I saw it. I don't know how many episodes Shannon Tweed did of that, but whenever they were re-airing those, or maybe it was their first time airing, it was the Shannon Tweed episode. So yeah, I saw that. Some of those anthology ones, I saw some Red Shoe Diaries, but Red Shoe Diaries was Showtime. My mom had Showtime, so sometimes I would catch them over there, but usually on weekends I was staying with my dad, and my dad had the HBO Cinemax package, whereas my mom had Showtime and the movie channel. I think she had the movie channel. That I go over to grandma's and she's got the Disney Channel. There's a significant lack of bikinis and car wash companies when I stayed over at grandma's and she only had the Disney Channel. Okay, Dancing Dog 60. That block, private screenings had the fairy tale films and Eurocore. No, I didn't. I guess I didn't see a lot of that then. The fairy tale films, no. I remember, I think it was it Showtime had Shelley Duvall's bedtime stories. I remember that. I remember the fairy tale theater, whatever, or something like that. That Special Delivery used to have on Nickelodeon. Eurocore, I didn't. Yeah, I guess I just didn't. I guess the private screenings block I didn't catch. Oh, I know this one. Jelly Cake Lab asks if I've ever seen the movie Hunk, where the nerd makes a deal with Satan to be a hunk. I have seen that. I saw that on HBO because the month that came out on HBO, it was on the cover. It was on the cover of the HBO Cinemax guide that month, and it was like, Hunk, what's that? And it's the only time I saw it. I don't even remember if I liked it if I liked it or not. I just remember that I only heard of it because it was on the cover of the HBO Cinemax guide. I'd do an episode on that. I'll put it on the poll, but I doubt it'll win. It's an 80s sex comedy. It'll probably come in last. Senor Sticks. Any food challenges left for you to conquer? Are you kidding me? Whoa. What the? Hang on. Uh-huh. It turns out there is. That almost broke my tooth. I think my son found a cough drop and put it in the box of cereal. Classic. He's learned well. The classic cough drop in the box of cereal prank. Ouch. That actually kind of hurt. Good. So yes, as to answer your question, plenty of challenges. Can you eat this box of cereal left around by my son and hopefully not get the cough drop in there that might break your tooth? There's a couple of things that I'll try out this month. McDonald's has a Grinch menu. It's got like a specialty kind of, I think, garlicky like salt for the fries. I'll try that. If I can order these, Panda Express has chocolate bars now. You have to order them online. One is like Kung Pao chocolate, I think honey walnuts, another one. Another is like, I don't know, original recipe or something like that. It's the Kung Pao one that I'm curious about the most. Jacob Matthew Crawford. I didn't have Cinemax, HBO, or Showtime growing up, but DirecTV would give us free weekends every now and then. Yeah, I would catch some of those too for like a channel that we didn't have. Like if I was at my dad's, there might be a free weekend on Showtime or something. Yeah, we would do that. On one of those weekends, I caught a Skinemax screening of Fred Olin Ray's Busty Housewives of Beverly Hills. Let me look that up. Busty, doing this book, I would say it changed my browser history a bit, but it really didn't. What was that called again? Busty Housewives of Beverly Hills. Busty Housewives of Beverly Hills. I didn't look this up. Jack did, I swear. Oh, Beverly Lynn's in it. Billy Chappelle. I almost thought that said Billy Campbell at first. I was about to be like, was this before The Rocketeer? Oh, this is so okay. This is 2012. I kind of, judging from the title of that, I kind of figured it was probably something from around that time. That's from 2012. When you're getting into late, I mean, when you're getting into the 2000s, that was I had moved out by that point, and a long period there where I couldn't afford Skinemax anymore. So when you're getting into the Fred Olin Ray stuff and the Wynorski stuff, other Skinemax type movies of the 2000s or 2010s, majority of those I wouldn't have seen. Now all the ones from the 90s, yeah, definitely. I wonder what well, I know that you can, if you go on VOD, like, you know, Wynorski still does movies, Fred Olin Ray still does a lot of movies, so you can still kind of see ones on VOD that are new and have actresses from that time in them. Wynorski did one, Bigfoot something. I did like a short review of one. It was like Bigfoot. It wasn't very. It was kind of cool seeing some of the actresses back, but it was a pretty bad movie, even for what it was. It was bad. I wonder what would technically be the last Skinemax movie. Oh well, this one obviously, my book. It's the finale that Skinemax never got. The book is set all throughout the 90s. You'll know by the soundtrack of the book. They have my books have that in common with my movies. Huge soundtrack in them. Spanky99, thanks for all your work over the years. Top Dog and Baby Huey still kill me to this day. I saw Top Dog in the theater, man. Yeah, Baby Huey I don't think went to theaters, but so doing the episode on Baby Huey was my first time seeing that. But me and my dad went to go see Top Dog in the theater. And we went in, I don't know why we thought we would like it. I think I love K9 with James Belushi. I adore that movie. That movie is awesome. So maybe it was like, oh, it'll be like K9, but you have a better ending than Turner and Hooch. And so we go see, the craziest thing about going to see Top Dog, and they didn't show this in any of the trailers for the movie, was that this movie came out, what was it, like, I don't know, a couple of weeks after the Oklahoma City bombing? Or it was close. It was like really close after the Oklahoma City bombing. And that's kind of what the villains are in the movie. Like, the opening scene is these two yokels running out of a building they're running to their van, and they've planted a bomb, and so the building, like, blows up behind them. But it's the tone of, like, a wacky comedy where there's, like, good old boy music playing, running out, and the building's blowing up behind them. Me and my dad are just like, and so... Nowadays, I don't know, they might have reshot that. Or I guess they didn't. I guess it's one of those cases where it's not like that was part of the advertising of the movie anyway. It's not like a Space Camp situation. The 1986 movie Space Camp with Kate Capshaw, where it was originally supposed to come out in, I think, early 1986. And then the Challenger disaster happened, so they had to postpone the movie. And when they put it out, it was one of those where it's like, we're putting this out to die. Like, we know no one's in the mood to go see this. But that one, I mean, the poster is a shuttle. The name of the movie is Space Camp. And there wasn't really anything they could do about the advertising for it. Whereas Top Dog, none of that is really in the trailer, part of the advertising or anything. The advertising was just Chuck Norris and the dog and the chief, just like, you two are made for each other. And him and the dog, arms crossed, like, and Chuck Norris like calls a clown bozo because he shoots at a clown in a car chase. Nothing about domestic terrorism in the trailer. It was fun doing what was it? Invasion USA again. I just wrote the episode on Cobra. So, couple of 80s Christmas action movies there for you. Just did the one on Invasion USA, and probably Monday over on Patreon, the Snob episode on Cobra will go up. Both movies have Christmas in them. And neither factors into the plot at all, really. I don't even think they really referenced Christmas in the dialogue of Cobra. There's just Christmas decorations in the background. Let's see. Next one here. Dancing Dog 60. Boarding School. Natasha Yakinski was on it a lot. Second Time Lucky, I think is what it's. Second Time Lucky, I think it's called, was on and a lot. Oh, a movie called Second Time Lucky. Lots of Diane Freaklin Newton. Oh, N-O-O-D. Okay, I get what you're saying. I was like, is this a slang term I don't know of? Oh, new N-O-O-D. Gotcha. Second Time Lucky. The is it the sequel to Last American Virgin? Well, second time will be a charm. Maybe poor Gary will win at the end of that one. That's a movie I'd like to spotlight sometime. Oh man, Last American Virgin. I caught that on, it was either HBO or Cinemax. Back when I was a kid. Talk about going through a wide range of emotions when you're watching that movie. Starts as zany Porky's-like comedy where Gary and his friends are, they're having a house party. The parents are out of town. They have some girls over, but the girls want cocaine and they don't have cocaine. So they say, we'll use Sweet and Low and tell them that it's cocaine. I like that it's called Last American Virgin, but they like lose their virginity not even halfway into the movie. They just go see. They don't want to wait till the end of a movie with that title. They just go see a hooker, but then they get crabs. And the movie taught me, if you get crabs, you try drowning it in the swimming pool like Gary and his friends did. So you got this wacky Porky's-like comedy that gets dead serious halfway through. I actually really love this movie a lot because it's these high school guys with a very immature look about sex and losing your virginity. And then once they actually do it and the guy falls in love, then things get like realistic. Like Gary has this fantasy about the girl that he's in love with, but then real world freaking hits him hard. There's like a brutal ass love triangle in this movie, and it's got a ballsy ass ending on this. Like it has a sad ending. Just tears, crying, driving away, sad music playing, credits. Oh, I love it. I would totally do an episode on that movie. Give us a legacy sequel of that. Don't make a sequel to that movie. It'd probably be a slasher film. It's a prequel to Maniac. Hang on, scrolling up. Oh, but yeah, I didn't see those movies that you listed there. Jacob Matthew Crawford, fun fact, while proofreading Skinemax, I played some movies to serve as a motivational background noise. Some of these films included Francis Ford Coppola's Twixt. Haven't seen it. I know what it is, but I haven't seen it. DJ Caruso's Salt and Sea. Saw that movie. It's freaking great. Wolverine bites a guy's dick off it. That's a cool cop movie. I love Salt and Sea. And David Cronenberg's Videodrome. You had yourself quite the triple feature there, man. It's most not Cinemax movies, but I know at least a couple of those have nudity in them. Um, Bronson Wright Wolf. What are your top three favorite Christmas films? Scrooged. I watch Scrooged every year. I guess I'll say Santa Claus Conquers the Martians because my Christmas Eve tradition is watching the Mystery Science Theater episode. So I guess I do watch that every year. I should probably put it on the list. When I was a kid, it was A Christmas Story, and I still do love A Christmas Story, but I always know that it's going to be on at my grandma's on Christmas because of the 24 hours of A Christmas Story thing that they always do. Um, so that kind of took away from me ever being in the mood to watch it leisurely, even though it's a great, I love the movie. I grew up with the movie. I've got some memorabilia from it, but I just know I'm always going to see it. It's going to be on at my grandma's, just kind of in the background while we're doing Christmas stuff. But I mean, it's got a huge amount of sentimental value to me, so I should definitely put that on the list. Yeah, Christmas Vacation, I love. If we're going dark Christmas movies, I think Silent Night, Deadly Night is one of the best slasher movies of the 80s. Is unfairly maligned when it came out because I honestly think it's really clever how the whole first half of it is an origin for the guy and how he becomes this slasher villain. So it's an early slasher where it's one of the earliest slashers to have the killer be the main character, and what sets him off to go on his kind of hilarious killing spree. Captain Loin. I like that name. Captain Loin, 4972. Thanks for all the years of entertainment. Been watching since the DVD-R hell days. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I can't believe it's been that long since I did that. Man, what was that 15, 16 years ago I started that show? It's weird because, like, some shows that I started kind of later after I'd started the Cinema Snob and then vlog reviewing and stuff like that. Some of the ones that I started a little later after that, I always have it in my head of, oh, that's one of my newer shows, like DVD-R Hell or Brad Tries. But no, Brad Tries is like freaking 16 years old now. And DVD-R Hell is as well, I think. I'm going to be 44 in a couple of weeks, so it is true. Life does speed up a little bit over the years. I'll also blame some of the food from Brad Tries for that. Oh, yeah, Gothics 5668. Check out Amazon Women on the Moon. Funny movie. That is a funny movie. I need to rewatch that again sometime. Kentucky Fried Movie is the one that I watch the most. I love Kentucky Fried Movie. So of the two, it was definitely Kentucky Fried Movie that I have watched way more. But I do remember liking Amazon on the Moon. But man, Kentucky Fried Movie's got it's got George Lazenby in it, so that's always awesome. In the it was Apocalypse. No, not a Armageddon. Is that what his second one was called? Oh, that's Armageddon. That's Armageddon. I was about to say Apocalypse Wow, but I'm like, wait, no, that's the musical Apocalypse Now on the Critic. Yeah, no, I should have a movie night. Maybe do a double feature of Kentucky Fried Movie and Amazon Women on the Moon. I can't quote this, but the sketch from Kentucky Fried Movie I'm thinking of in my head is, if you've seen the movie, where the Daredevil, the kind of evil Knievel looking guy who goes up to the dudes on the, you'll just have to see the movie. If you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. Jacob A. Obert. So let me make sure. Okay, I haven't missed any. Okay. Jacob A. Obert says, lost it. There we go. Can you please write a book with a title I don't have to explain to my mom? Well, Class of 86. Unless she has very ill feelings towards the year 1986, which, according to the book, that is when the nuclear holocaust happened. So I understand that maybe bringing up some bad memories. But no, I know. But when I wrote Bat Pussy, or after Bat Pussy came out, and someone would ask me like, "Oh, what's the new book I have out now?" I would always have to explain the plot first, and then say what the title is. I don't really have to do that with Skinemax necessarily. But Skinemax, that's a more PG title. Compared to Bat Pussy. Just do what I did. Say that you're only watching Skinemax just for the educational reasons. Again, making a proper business with the car wash company and adding bikinis to it, and studying for your law degree, so you can get a not guilty verdict for your client Shannon Tweed after they have sex on the car, obviously. Jacob Matthew Crawford. Final super chat. Been a fun celebration stream. Over October, I watched John Carpenter's remake, Village of the Damned. I actually liked it more than the original. Pretty underrated. Have you seen it? I have. I can't compare the two because it's been so long since I've seen either. I saw Carpenter's movie when it came out. I actually do remember liking it. I haven't seen it since it came out, so I don't know if I would still like it if I watched it. I don't know if I was drunk the first time, maybe. But no, I remember liking that. Some of the ones that Carpenter did, it got a lot of flack. I saw in the theater and loved. I'm sorry, I love Ghosts of Mars. Ghosts of Mars I saw in the theater twice, and it was only out in theaters for like a couple weeks, and I loved it. It was freaking Assault on Precinct 13 meets The Fog on Mars with Pam Grier and Jason Statham. I thought it was fun as hell, with these like sadomasochistic Mars ghosts going around like carving glass and shit into their face. It's like, yeah, replace the gang from Precinct 13 with sadomasochistic Martians. Pit them against Jason Statham, Pam Grier, Natasha Henstridge, Ice Cube. Briefly, Robert Carradine is in it. Robert Carradine is in Ghosts of Mars for less than he was in Escape from LA, and he was barely in Escape from LA. So you know what? If I watched Carpenter's Village of the Damned again, I would probably still like it. See, there's some Ghosts of Mars love going on in here. Jacob, you go. Ghosts of Mars is a blast. It is. Ebert and Roper were right about that movie, damn it. They were 2 thumbs up from Ebert and Roper and 2 thumbs up from me. We're the only 3 critics who love that movie. I stick up for that damn movie, man. When I saw Escape from LA in the theater, I did not like it at all. Because... One, the effects were already kind of bad back then, and then you watch it now, and it's like, oh, some of these effects I forgot about. I went into it just expecting a different movie than it was, which I think was the case with a lot of people who went into Escape from LA. They're not necessarily expecting this sort of camp version of the first. Not as gritty, definitely a lot more but really, like, Escape from LA honestly has more the feel of a Robert Rodriguez movie than it does a John Carpenter movie. Then when I watched it again, and when I saw Escape from LA, I mean, there were parts of Escape from LA that I liked the first time I saw it. I liked the whole thing at the beginning with Cliff Robertson as this theocratic politician who makes himself president for life. And like, there was some dark humor in it that I liked, where you had the option to like voluntarily go in the electric chair before you go to LA. There's clever stuff in it, like the cult of people led by Bruce Campbell as the Surgeon General of Beverly Hills that leads this cult of people addicted to plastic surgery. Like there is some like decent satire in it. The effects are not good in that movie. They weren't good back then, and they're really not good now. The ending is I kind of like the ending. Um, there's some issues I have with the ending when you stop and think about it for a minute, but I kind of like the ending of it. Then when I watched Escape from LA again, kind of knowing more so the tone of what I was getting into, and the second time I saw it at a drive-in, and it really I don't think it was that long after it was in theaters. Maybe it was a few years after it was in theaters, and they showed it at the drive-in, and it was on a double feature with Running Time that also had Bruce Campbell in it. It's a pretty good movie too. Something about being in a drive-in setting and watching Escape from LA made it work a lot better for me. That movie is a good choice to be shown at a drive-in. I mean, it's got that surfing scene with him and Peter Fonda in it, the basketball challenge. It's funny that it's one of those cases where it's a much bigger budget than Escape from New York, but the effects in Escape from New York hold up a lot better. Escape from New York's a way better movie than Escape from LA, but that was one of those where, yeah, in terms of Carpenter movies that I saw and didn't like. First time I saw that movie, I wasn't a fan. Then I afterwards I liked it better at the drive-in, and there's decent things. It's kind of a mess, but there's decent things about that movie. I get why people, if someone loves Escape from LA, I get it. I definitely get it. It does the same type of thing as Escape from New York, but it does have its own feel to it. It does have its own kind of humor in it compared to the first. I think that might be it, unless some last minute ones come in here. I want to scroll up. Just oops. Oh no, hang on. I gotta plug my laptop in. Ugh. Has been a while. Forgot to plug the laptop in. I think that happened one time when I was using the laptop to live stream one time. I forgot to plug it in and it died during the stream. I just want to scroll up and make sure that I haven't missed any super chat questions. This was fun though. Thank you. Oh, there's one right there. This was fun though. Thank you guys for coming. Hey, I'll try to do these. I'll try to do these more often. I really will. I've been meaning to do them more often anyway. The reason why I stopped was I was streaming. You know when we used to do these every week, and I would stream off the laptop and hook the microphone up to it and everything. But when we moved to this new house, the connection wasn't as good in here. It made it very hard to stream from, but streaming off my phone works really, really well. I just stopped doing it for Brad tries because I hated the damn mirroring. Yeah, okay, I think we're good. James Moyer 7499. Oh, good to see you again, man. Glad to see Brad do another live stream. How are Jack and the cats doing? They're doing awesome. Cats are doing great. Jack's happy. He's healthy. Sleeps through the night very, very well. He's slept through the night very well for quite a while now. His naps, he's at the age where it's give or take. Sometimes he has a good long nap. Sometimes he just kind of hangs out up there. In terms of talking, he likes saying 1, 2, 3 a lot. We're having to help him quite a bit, kind of get his words out a little bit better. Because he understands a lot. He is very vocal. It's just kind of a lot of, he's trying with some words, or it's some sounds, or kind of baby babble, stuff like that. But he's trying to get some words out, and he knows some words. Like if you say certain things to him, he knows. Like he knows what you mean. Right now, he does like saying 1, 2, 3 a lot, so he's interested in numbers. He's gotten into Pee-wee's Playhouse now. We were watching that a lot earlier. He loves his favorite. Like he loves Miss Rachel. He's loved for a long time. Danny Go. He likes that a lot. He's gotten into Peppa Pig here recently. He loves Sesame Street. You know, I go back and forth between showing him some of the recent episodes, and then I go back and I show him a lot of the ones from the 80s. Because there's far less Elmo in those. Not to get off on that tangent, but god damn. My poor bleeding ears. Hi, ha ha, I'm Elmo, ha ha ha. You get kind of used to Elmo after a while, but I'd prefer to watch the episodes where he's just a background character. At least Modern Sesame... I am so cool with Modern Sesame Street because there is a lot of Cookie Monster in the modern day ones. And Cookie Monster is my favorite. So there is still a lot of Cookie Monster, and I like that. I just had to get kind of used to Elmo. All right, well, I think that's about it looks like. So I'll go ahead and head on out of here. Thank you so much, you guys, for hanging out with me. Again, we'll do this more often. I love the questions that you guys send me some very good questions. You bring back a lot of really good memories with your questions too. Those are always fun to do. But if you're interested in my book, it's available on it's on Amazon. It's Skinemax, Brad Jones. It's available on ebook, paperback, hardcover. I got another question here. Dr. Olu, a lot of O's. What do you use to copy and compress your Blu-rays with? And what is the preferred audio codec for compressed files? I mean, some movies I'm able to just save off of streaming. I have some... I don't rip Blu-rays. A lot come from... I've got like DVDs, and so if I need to rip a DVD, I have some old program on my computer that will rip DVDs onto it. So there's nothing that I have to do in terms of getting footage that require a lot of what you're talking about. Because I mean, a lot of stuff that I do, I can get... Since it's a lot of older stuff, usually I can get a copy that's just online, or I can download it off of archive or streaming. But sometimes, yeah, I do have to just rip the DVD, and in which case, I don't even know what program it is. DVD shrink? Is that it? Maybe? I forget. I've been using them for so long. I forget what they're actually called. I have a 3D converter on there. I can't remember what that's called either. But I've never had to rip a Blu-ray before. I don't even have a lot of Blu-rays, honestly. But all right, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. I'll go ahead and get out of here. Since I'm not live streaming with OBS or anything, I don't have the King Frat theme to pull up, so you're just gonna have to sing the King Frat theme in your head. But all right, everyone, have a great weekend. Take care.